Hello, everybody. My name is MasterChen.
My name is BGM.
This is Doxy.
I'm Micah.
And there's Crux, and you're listening to GR3YNOISE. All right, so hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 25 of GR3YNOISE. And if you're still
after a long break.
After a long break, we hope you like the Christmas Day upload of the holiday special. And if you're still looking for episode 23, don't worry, so are we. If you're watching live, we did start an hour late. We are here at the Sin Shop. It's in Henderson, but we are the Las Vegas Valley hackerspace. We are at 1075 American Pacific Drive, Suite C in Henderson, Nevada. We hope, if you're watching live, that you like our new live banner here. We like it, and it wasn't that hard to put up.
Chen, maybe you should explain why we're starting an hour late, and also the plight that you have to go through.
Yes, I could do that for you. Okay, so we're starting an hour late because the 2600 meeting. It is the first of the year, first of the month, so let's get this all taken care of in one day, right? So the 2600 meeting happens every first Friday of the month, and I've been trying to get them to push it back to 6 o'clock instead of 7. They've got the right address now here at the news shop.
Small steps.
But they're still showing 7 o'clock on their website, and Crux, we actually have it at 7 o'clock for the 2600 meeting on our meetups page. So we need to push that back to 6 o'clock here, and also in the 2600 magazine and on their meetups page on their website. So working on it. So we did have a couple of people here for the 2600 meeting, so we went and did that for a little bit. We talked about some special projects that we have going on involving some really cool free VoIP asterisk stuff. And we can get into that later. How was your New Year's, everybody?
It was good. I spent it with my dogs. I said that like it was a bad thing. But I kind of enjoyed it. I was reasoning with myself last night. I was like, should I go out? Should I leave the dogs? Because my dogs are afraid, or should I stay in with them? And I was reasoning, and I was like, you know what? I'm X amount years old. I'm 30. I was like, I have at least 50 of these things left. It's okay if I miss one or two. So I stayed in last night.
Did you go out?
I'm hoping to live till 80.
Oh, by the way, if you like that intro,
I've got
that we
maybe
had,
40.
Yeah, that's
With my lifestyle, I've got maybe 20.
Sorry about that. So if you like that intro that we had, we do have Moki the Destroyer with us today, and that was his intro. So thank you, Moki.
Thank you, Moki.
What did you do for your New Year's?
I went to a house party.
How was
Nice.
it? Good?
It was cool.
The classic.
It was like the classic house party. Just drink a lot and
Cake
hang
stands and
out.
stuff.
Yeah.
Did
There
you
was
guys
cake.
have?
There was a
Did
cake,
they pass
actually.
out the
Yes,
noisemaker?
I
I
don't know, noisemaker? Thank you.
I
I don't know what they're called.
Yeah, I don't either. Kazoos, kind of.
Kazoo, popper,
lame.
noisemakers.
Yeah.
Kind of lame.
What did you do, Chen?
Well, no, it was pretty low key. I spent it at home. I wasn't too excited about going out, so I stayed home. But I'm not sad about it.
Well, Chen's got a new puppy, so maybe
Yeah, I have a new-
stayed in with the dog.
I have a new puppy, so I kind of like you. I stayed home with the dog. And Doxy, you came this close to throwing up, but not really.
What? Yes.
No,
he
did
did
throw
No,
up. He
I
totally
didn't know.
threw up.
If I threw up, I would tell you because I'm not ashamed of it. No, I went out to
I
Fremont.
feel like you'd be the kind of person who's ashamed of it.
Oh no, because I do it all the time.
too.
I'm surprised when I don't throw up because I do it so often. So
Even when he's not drunk.
when I'm not drunk, I'm
Even when he's not drunk, he's just out of random like, what? That's one of the reasons why you have the pop filter for your microphone.
it's like a regular cleansing of my body. Sometimes just whatever. But Fremont was surprisingly not crazy busy last night. It was really nice. We just went down there. No
See,
problems.
in general, I got the low-key vibe for this New Year's Eve. I'm not sure if anybody else got that.
There was no traffic on the
But
drive.
I didn't feel like it was a big thing.
The clubs.
Maybe a lot of people are more afraid of the strip than we realize.
Good.
Yeah.
Are they afraid because of what happened recently?
Terrorist stuff?
No,
It's not terrorist stuff. That one lady who went all crazy.
Oh.
I think people just don't want to deal with it. Who would? I mean, I'm sure some
Has
people
anybody
do.
gone down there? Has anyone
I've
ever
never
done
been. I hate shoulder-to-shoulder
Oh,
crowds.
I've done the strip thing plenty of years, and
Yeah.
this year I didn't feel like doing it.
I think it's a terrible.
Oh,
it? I have never had a good time.
Yeah.
I worked at one of the hotels at the time, so I escaped to one of the rooms.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
That's the way to do it.
It's definitely an experience, but
I wear
it's
the
something I
pyrotechnics
wouldn't
on.
do more than once.
Did you have a good New Year's, Crux?
Yeah, I fell asleep around 7.
Nice.
Woke up around 10. Basically stayed at home with the cat versus the dog.
Okay, well, I would have loved to sleep because by 12:30 I was like, fuck, let me just curl up in bed.
Well, I would have loved to sleep too, except I was busy getting something ready for a whole new launch for January 1, which we mentioned like months ago.
Yes, would you like to continue explaining that, BGM?
Our new. Thank you. Someone called me a tool. Our new website. Our new website is now live. There are bugs, but I'm working on them. It's going to take a couple of weeks. But for the most part, we're live. There's a whole new layout. I trimmed a lot of the fat. All the JavaScript, like the main JavaScript stuff, is written by me. So there's no because I was using like third-party media players for the MP3s on the site.
Okay.
Now it's just my media player, so I know that there's nothing like tracking anything. Although, speaking of which, we do have trackers now. We have analytics that because we want to know how many people are listening to our episodes. But if you scroll down to the bottom of any of our pages, it'll let you know exactly why we're tracking. And if you want to opt out, there's a box right there. You can just tick the box or untick the box, and you won't be tracked.
So how many
Does
people
it set a
listen to it?
cookie to say don't track?
It sets a cookie, yeah.
To be honored, do not track.
And in honors, do not track on the browser settings. And we're completely transparent about it too. So you know exactly what we're tracking. We're only tracking what episodes people are listening to, and the IP address that we do log is the last two octets are masked.
Nice.
So we only track if your IP address is 192.168.1.1, we only track 192.168. We don't track the last two octets.
Because that'll give you at least location data,
Yeah.
as far as where you're listening from. Like if you're listening in
Yeah,
a
but it
country.
won't be very specific. It'll just
Right.
be like you're coming from this country.
Nice.
And really, that's all we're interested in. Because it's really cool when we have somebody from New Zealand join in the IRC channel. It's like, whoa, cool, you found us.
Yeah, but we do honor do not track, and there's a checkbox down at the bottom if you don't have the do not track flag set that lets you just opt out of our site by itself. So pretty transparent about it, I think.
That's officially the right way to do it.
Yeah.
Cool, we got confirmation we are doing it the right way. Good job, BGM. I'll let you do all the coding.
Although you have to do the SEO. Someone else has to do SEO. Someone who knows what SEO means
I'm
has to
doing
do SEO.
because right now, if you search for us, we're fucking not searchable, really. We're fixing that. We're fixing that.
Fixing a lot of stuff.
I added alt tags to the links, but that's about it.
Okay, perfect. That's
Isn't
all
that
we
all you
need.
do? I thought that's all you do.
That's it.
No, that's not all you do, but that's a good step in the right direction.
Keywords. There's some keywords in there.
Okay, so let's go into our first area of discussion today. Zenify, our fearless video streamer.
I'm actually watching our analytics live map, see if anything pops up.
Okay, cool.
Zenify is watching our analytics map.
Is
So
anything popping up?
he showed us earlier, or he showed me earlier this week that Ashley Madison, despite what we've talked about a few episodes back about them being hacked, they are up in user registration by 4 million. They went from 39 million to 43 million users. Now, yes, the amount of those are probably fake profiles and bots, but it's still interesting that they're up 4 million. Does anybody have any opinion on this?
No such thing as bad press.
Yeah, it's a great advertising campaign. You get
And
hacked, your name's all over the news. So
Yeah, I mean, for most people, they're not important enough to be searched for. So sure, they'd be like, oh, you know what? There's a chance that my information will get leaked, yada yada. But they really don't care. They're just looking for hookups.
Or
And-
maybe people think it's fixed now.
or that also, yeah.
Yeah, that's something that we brought up earlier. That's a good viewpoint.
One of the things that I mentioned when this article was brought up to me was that bots don't really care about vulnerabilities. I mean,
And
they're
people-
going to join up no matter what, and a large percentage of the accounts that were leaked on the Ashley Madison thing were bots.
Yeah, and people have very short memories for
Very
stuff
short
like that.
memories, yeah.
They probably don't even remember about the whole. I would imagine a lot of people don't remember. They just don't remember, don't care.
I will say that I didn't even know what Ashley Madison was until the hack.
Oh, I knew.
So
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was before the hack, but someone I remember during our talk on it back when the hack first happened that we were like, why are these people using their government addresses?
Yes.
Someone brought up to me the fact that using your work email was actually the smart way to do it because your significant other would be checking your personal email. They wouldn't be checking your work email.
Very true. Very
So I
true.
was like, so that's why. But I mean, still, you should never use your government
you
email
should just
outside of a
create
government
another
thing. But
email
yeah,
address because
mailinator.net
that's so
or something, you know?
And I couldn't imagine those wouldn't get blocked. Like all those, like all .mil addresses wouldn't block all the Ashley Madison shit.
I don't think they care. I don't think Ashley Madison cares. I think Ashley Madison wants subscribers, so they have a statistic they can put on a banner.
I'm sure they don't care, but I mean the people using it, or if they even used it. Like I would imagine all this, like they wouldn't get anything.
Well, I want to remind everybody that this wasn't another leak. It was just a statistic saying that they're up 4 million. So we can't really grab demographics as far as how many were male, female, fake or not. I mean, it's speculation as far as...
Not until the next leak.
I just kind of, I feel like people, though, they probably view it like this got leaked, and then they found out these, like, security issues, and then they fixed them, so now people aren't as, like, worried about it. That's what I would think.
You think
I
they're still
don't
broken?
know if they fixed it.
I
don't know that they
I mean,
fixed it
maybe they
either,
did fix
but
it.
I think the general public would be like, oh, well, I'm sure they took care of this.
Oh yeah.
And so now they're, like, more trusting of it.
Okay, maybe the general public's like that,
That's
but
what I mean.
like I don't think they.
I don't think they.
Like,
I don't either. I'm not saying I think they
horny
did.
and want to cheat on their
But-
significant other.
Yeah, and want an easy way to find other people who want to cheat.
Yeah.
I don't think that that it necessarily is fixed. I mean,
Well, I'll go there
No,
out saying
I don't think it's. I'm not saying I think it's fixed. I just wouldn't be surprised if that's what people do think.
I would speculate that
I
it's
agree.
mostly bots. Mostly bots.
Yeah, I'd imagine a large percentage
although
of it is
4
bots.
million is a lot of bots.
And they're all probably also attacking Linode, which will be another story in a second.
I
Yeah.
Wasn't there
I think-
something
I think
initially
it's- I
there
think
were
it's
some
like-
bots though?
Oh, there are a lot of bots.
Yes, I mean they could just
Like
maybe
a
there's,
lot of
whole
the accounts,
area
a
of
good majority of the
Ashley
accounts are
Madison,
fake.
what it's called. Maybe they have like a whole area that just makes bots. And that's all they do. And so like since the hack, it's still been like generating bots. So
Yeah.
maybe they did make.
But what's it? It's,
million
it's,
Well,
it's-
with 40%, that would mean the majority were bots because even if no, not necessarily. I guess if like 45% were male and 40% were bots, then 15% could be female. But I mean, 40% is a good amount of the
Yeah.
accounts.
But
that were
this is 4 million new accounts since what 3-4 months ago when the hack happened.
Yeah, that's a lot of accounts. I
That's
think it's
a lot of accounts.
I think it's a combination between bots, people who are like us and never heard of Ashley
And
Madison
only now
before the
know.
hack,
Yeah.
and also fall into the pool that Moki was talking about, where they think that they just figure,
Yeah.
they learned their lesson. Now it's fixed.
Because wasn't there something with Snapchat? I thought something happened with Snapchat where like a bunch of pictures got leaked as well.
That was a while back. Well, it's not that it got leaked. It's just that people thought that you couldn't screenshot Snapchats, but you could.
Well,
don't know why they-
people thought they were
but I thought you
deleted
could,
when they
like-
expired,
I
but
thought you could
they're
go
not
and-
deleted.
Oh, yeah, they're
Snapchat
cached.
stores
Yeah,
them.
they're stored.
But I
Yes.
thought like there was like somewhere you could go and you could actually like find certain people's that were like taken.
I did not hear that.
Maybe not.
That's
Maybe-
something we should
maybe
talk
it's just
about
a
on the
rumor
show.
We'll have to
'Cause
find it.
I know
Yeah,
it's definitely stored. on your-
totally went under
Yeah,
our
'cause
radar.
I know it's stored, but I just remember being at a party and somebody mentioned that. They're like, "Yeah, dude, did you hear about Snapchat?"
You should
So,
find that person.
I'll
Yeah,
have to look
because
that up,
that
yeah.
went under our radar. I'd love
Yeah,
to talk
I
about
don't
it.
know. Maybe it didn't happen though.
Because
That might not
Snapchat
happen.
Snapchat is
That's fine.
interesting.
Maybe we can do some fact checking. Hopefully by the end of this episode. It depends on how the conversation goes.
Yeah.
Like if you guys are like, no, I mean if you guys are like in a heated discussion, then I can like sneak away from the microphone really quick and just kind of like,
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So, any last words on this one?
I don't think Ashley Madison learned their lesson. I don't think their sites. I would never sign up for their site, even if I wanted to. I mean, there's no reason for me to put my personal information out there until they proved to everyone that they're not going to be leaked again.
How much personal information do you even give on that site?
Everything.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well, because like
It's-
we've peeked at the database before, and of course you're giving your first name, last name. You have to give address so that you could find people in your area or whatever.
Credit cards.
Yeah, there
Really?
there is credit card information, but I did not see that in that database, or maybe that's just not what I was looking for specifically.
Yeah.
But I mean, already name and address.
No, it's in there. It's just encrypted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least they did that.
But I mean, already
That
though,
was nice.
name and address, you can pull other information like the assessor's office of your local government. It's not. I mean, it's public record, so put a name in there, and you've got this information. You've got record. I mean, the recorder's office is also public record.
Basically, you have enough information in these accounts where if you were to click the forgot your password link on a lot of these people's websites, you would have enough information to fill out, the security questions.
Yeah.
McNutt in the channel actually brings up a good point. He says these numbers are coming from them, so they could just be inflated and they're straight up lying about their memberships.
That's also true too.
Are they saying there's this many users or just new users? Because new
Yeah,
users
'cause,
that
I
could
mean,
be, that
Is
probably
it
just
is it
to make
44 million after the 40 million that were there originally, or is it
Yeah,
like
well-
4 million after so many people left?
No,
after
it went from 39 million to 43 million, according to them.
And I wonder,
Okay.
like, what their like recycle rate is for the bots. Like, how long do they keep the bots in before they like exchange it for new pictures?
I'm sure it's probably when somebody reports, "Hey, I think this is a bot."
But I mean,
They've said "good morning" to me 3 times.
but since that was like since everyone knows that it's like 40% are bots, I wonder if that started being reported more often, and so they started making more like. Bots
That doesn't
faster.
seem to stop Tinder though. Like,
That's
so
true.
many bots on
But
Tinder.
what I mean is like then it could show that like oh yeah well there are a bunch like I guess like new users, but it's really just bots being generated because everybody knows they're bots anyways. So I mean,
I think bots might actually not hate bots because they can say that they have these many subscribers. Number one,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then number two, bots keep people interested in their site
but that's what I mean like
for
are
at least
they,
a certain amount of time.
Are they actual subscriber numbers or are they just new users?
I think I would imagine just new accounts that have signed up.
Okay.
How many of those? You said there were 43 million.
now they're 43 million.
How many of those 43 million accounts are active?
Yeah,
That's
what-
another good
I think
question.
that's
These
what
are
I'm wondering.
another thing that McNutt brought up after that last point is that
Yeah, that was what Mookie was saying. I just want to put it a different.
No, that's good.
Put it a different way.
Clarified that, yeah.
he said that they could be inflating these, or not inflating these numbers, but just showing off these numbers to indicate that they didn't take a hit from the leak. I mean, these are all good insights.
That's true.
So,
That is very true.
I don't think their subscriber numbers were like the thing that everybody was like, oh, this website only has 39 million. I think most people were scoffing at the fact that they were a site for cheaters to look up cheaters. I mean, if they're not going to change that game plan, I don't think.
What do you think about that, Doxy? Do you think?
About the cheaters on cheaters?
Yeah.
What about it? I mean, I don't know.
Did
I have no comment on that part of
Were
it.
you, were you fine with that part of it? You were
I'm
like,
actually,
oh, that's fine.
it doesn't bother me. It means nothing to me.
cheaters going cheat.
Cheaters don't cheat. That means nothing to me. I don't know. It's a weird site all
I ain't
around.
changing that.
Yeah.
But I mean, could they change? Doubt it. What
No,
they couldn't.
the whole appeal was to
Yeah.
find other people who were
They
willing
could
to
probably rebrand like
I mean,
shut down Ashley Madison.
if you're
and rebrand.
if you're not changing that aspect of the website, which is their core aspect, then I think like
I would say that they couldn't.
then I think the bad press wasn't about how many subscribers you
Yeah,
have. That's
like-
all I'm saying.
I don't think they would have to completely rebrand like they would have to come out with a whole new name and everything because Ashley Madison is.
We're not cheaters for cheaters. We're
Yeah, we're the new Teletubbies.
Yeah.
Watch us on Nickelodeon. Ashley Madison. She's a girl who walks around with the sun. I don't know. That's just
Yeah.
ballparking an episode of
first song of the year.
Dibs. Dibs.
All right, so I think we've pretty much come to our consensus on this, right? I mean, like
Yeah, probably mostly bots. It doesn't matter because they're still a scammy website.
I say they're mostly bots. All right, so the next thing that I wanted to bring up was another story that Zen was paying attention to because he pays attention to the news throughout the week. Apparently, Lenovo, which is full disclosure, I use them as my VPS provider, or one of them at least. They've been getting DDoS since Christmas Day, and I only noticed the lag like New Year's Eve. But apparently, I mean, they've just been getting hammered repeatedly. So I noticed some lag on that last day of work, and I was like, "Whoa, what the hell's going on with my computers or my servers?" I thought it was just one. I checked the logs there; everything seemed okay, just slow. Went to the other VPS. Oh, almost broke that. Went to the other VPS, and same lag, same issue. So then Zen looked it up, and he's like, "Yeah, they've been getting DOS since Christmas." So that's kind of interesting.
When Zenify brought this up earlier today, my first thought was that it was like a personal kind of thing because Lenovo's not a huge company, so for someone to launch like a large-scale DDoS on them, I think they were like personally offended by someone at Lenovo.
That's possible. It's definitely possible.
There was this. Okay, so actually, I just got done listening to Red Team on Audible, and they were giving some pretty interesting statistics that like 45% of attacks on companies come from internal threats, and there was like another statistic about a collaboration between internal and external cooperating to take down or to cause mischief in the company, and there was another statistic, a really small statistic, like 5 to 7%, where it was completely external, stranger to the company. So that's kind of interesting because that would support what you were saying, BGM, of it's most likely a disgruntled inside job, or like a big FU to Lenovo, which
Do they?
I can see that.
Well, a couple of things real quick. First of all, I think it's hilarious. You're like coordinated. Second of all, when I said that it's an inside job, what I was referring to was social engineering attacks. A lot of the times they come from the inside, or they come from someone who doesn't really care and clicks on links.
Yeah.
But that's what I was referring to for inside jobs, not DDoS attacks. But it doesn't surprise me that there's a correlation.
No, okay, well,
Did they say anything to you? Did they send you an email or anything?
no, that's the thing. They didn't. The notice didn't come from Lenovo saying, "Hey, this was from an external news
Yeah,
site."
that's what I say. Zenova had to look it up. Like,
Zenova, do you remember that source? I don't know if you remember it, but like I didn't get notified of it. I didn't get emailed about it.
but I think that's really kind of shitty. Like that they wouldn't say like, hey, you might be experiencing issues because yada yada yada. Even though that kind of looks bad on them.
Well, how long did
it
it
looks?
last?
Yeah, it was on Slashdot.
Oh, Slashdot.
That's worse if they don't
That's
tell
a
you.
big attack. That's a big site.
Yeah.
Well, it started Christmas Day, and when I found out about it through Zenify, I think it was in day 4 or day 5. Like,
Yeah.
And they said nothing. That's
They
kind of
hadn't
terrible.
said anything,
Yeah.
but they do have a status page about it. Like
On
the network
Slash-
engineers-
on Slashdot?
no,
It's weird that they would
status.lenovo.
alert news agencies before they would alert their
Yeah,
customers.
like they wouldn't send like a courtesy notification saying, hey, you might be experiencing issues because yada yada yada.
You're kind of hoping people just don't notice.
That
would-
sucks.
I mean, that's terrible.
I
No,
will
that's
say,
terrible, but
okay,
I'm just saying.
I will say that I did
No,
not
no,
notice.
it's sponsored by Cloudflare.
Well, hang on. I did not notice until like day 4 or day 5 of the attack, but at the same time, I was just really busy during that time, like end of the year kind of deadlines.
But I mean,
So I wasn't really on my servers. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I wasn't.
5 of the attack though.
But-
I know
but-
that
but-
sucks
no,
on
no,
my
no,
part.
but
I know.
the attack.
no, but
I know.
regardless of whether you notice or not, as soon as they noticed, they should have been like, hey, we are having issues.
Oh yeah,
Just
Yeah,
you're
like
aware.
day 1 of 5 should have been, hey, you might experience some slowdown.
Yeah.
We're being attacked right now.
And the fact,
status page. Check the Lenovo status page.
Yeah.
It's all there.
But-
Right.
right? But I feel like they should do take it a step further and notify their customer. I mean, I guess they could.
But not every customer is going to check the status page.
right.
But
It's,
not every customer is going to notice. Right.
Right, and
but I mean that's kind of a shitty business model to hope your customers don't notice you're having issues.
That is, yeah, that's
Like, to just- to-
that's
to-
pretty
to-
poor.
Be transparent that there are issues.
they
we're
should-
getting some commentary from our listeners here live.
like we're having issues and hopefully you don't notice, but whatever.
Well, okay, it's
A courtesy
interesting.
email would go a long way, I think.
It would take.
The other
Right.
question is, most companies have like a list they have to actually sign up for to actually get these notices. So.
Yeah, is there like a box that you unticked or something when you signed up for Linode?
Maybe I'll have to
Really?
check.
Don't email.
I'll have to check. I don't know. But
like VPS providers and stuff. Because
I haven't dealt with VPS providers, so I couldn't tell you, but I know other things.
Yeah.
I'll get a.
Our new host for our website is on a VPS, and I can tell you that there wasn't a box that was like, "Don't annoy me with notifications if there's a DDoS." or
Really?
anything. But there was a box like
for
send me,
advertisements though.
yeah,
like,
there was a
send
box
me
like send
new
me
features
Yeah,
or
I
new
was like, nah.
Yeah.
deals.
But maybe because that box is unticked, now I won't be notified if
Yeah.
our host,
feel
Well, that's bad
experiences a
practice. I
DDoS
think
I
that's
feel like that's bad practice. It should default
It should.
to,
It is bad
sending you
practice.
notices.
I'm not disputing that.
I
It is
feel
bad
like you should have to go
I
through
mean-
something to disable that.
Don't get me wrong. It sucks that I didn't notice personally until
I
day
felt bad
5.
about adding analytics to our website. That's why I added the opt-in stuff and opt-out stuff at the bottom of the website.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks that I didn't notice until day 4 or day 5. But it was just a busy time for me. And then I logged in and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, but the burden's not on you. You shouldn't feel
No,
bad
I
about
know the
anything.
burden is not on me, but they
That's-
were hoping that there were a lot of people like me, especially at the end of the year where
That's-
most people are on vacation.
That's terrible.
I'm not saying I agree with them. I'm saying that's probably what they were doing.
Is it still going on?
I
Yeah.
think so.
It's still going on, and still no notification. I
We
mean,
had-
Everybody who's in IRC,
Yeah,
please,
we had
no
some
lag.
lag. We had some lag the other
No
day.
lag.
yeah,
no,
that's
no.
what is this?
I can't type.
Day
No lag.
6?
You can never type.
Day
It doesn't
6.
matter if there's a lag or not.
7 days on. Like I'm sure they have a ton. I don't know how many customers they have, but
Did GitHub
Did-
announce it when they got it DOSed?
Did the
GitHub, I think they did.
I don't
I know
know.
it was on their status page.
did
but I
I
mean,
didn't, I didn't check their status page.
did the
though.
article mention anything about where the attacks are coming from?
It literally just says
There were
it has
attacks.
become evident in the past 2 days that a bad actor is purchasing large amounts of botnet capacity in an attempt to significantly damage Linode's business.
Fact checking.
Okay, so the article just says that there has been someone. It has come to our attention that someone is trying to take us down.
Quote, bad actor.
They don't specify where the attack is coming from,
When
which
did-
kind
Well,
of is
if
kind of
it's a botnet,
surprising.
It's going to be from wherever.
Yeah.
When did
okay.
when did the attack happen on GitHub?
A couple months back.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It
if
was relatively recently. I want to say the second half of 2015.
Wasn't that like China that was attacking?
Yes. Oh,
Yes,
that's
yes,
what it was.
yes,
They were
yeah.
They were attacking GitHub because there was some sort of code on there that they didn't like, and that's why they were DDoSing.
Which one?
The Great Cannon.
The Great.
The
Can.
Great Cannon.
I think.
Turn the firewall into a cannon.
But even I mean I don't remember whether GitHub sent out notifications or not. But even if they didn't, it's goes the same for them. They
I didn't
should.
get a notification.
I don't think
from GitHub,
I don't think I did. But the same goes for them. They should.
But I mean, my profile on GitHub doesn't rely on 99% uptime.
Right,
So
exactly.
like, I don't really care if I
like
get
if
a
I was hosting, if I
notification
was
or not.
doing stuff on Lenovo, like hosting a website or something like that. That's bad if it goes down, lags or whatever.
Like
But they're in the same boat. If they don't notify you, they should. There's no reason for them not to. I would think that I can think of.
I think
I
it.
got a notification on the GitHub one.
I don't remember.
You got a notification. See, my the bot for our IRC channel is hosted on, well, not hosted, but the source for it's on
It's a
GitHub.
repo. The code's
Yeah, the source for it's on GitHub, and I never got a notification of the DDoS attack. But there's no reason for me to be notified if there isn't 99% uptime of my bot. Like if someone Google searches my bot and they click on the GitHub link that pops up on Google and it doesn't load, okay, try again later. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't rely on 99% uptime, unlike a VPS would.
Right.
You know,
Well-
because I mean, your VPS is hosting your website, is it not?
It is. But again, I didn't notice the lag until like 4 days into the attack.
Doesn't matter if you notice because
I'm not saying it matters.
But I
Let's
mean,
say like-
you're relying because if you go to any VPS website, one of the statistics that they give you is their uptime.
right.
Because that's a big deal when it comes to a VPS,
Well,
because a lot
were
of
they
people
actually
host
down or
services
just
and servers on them.
They
Just-
weren't. They
just-
weren't down. They were just slow.
Yeah,
But
So
it, but,
That still
for
counts as
uptime.
uptime.
but
that's
I think going with Doxy, they should have sent an email saying, hey, you might experience some downtime, you might experience some slowdown because we're going through an attack.
because that DDoS could lead to downtime.
Specifically because on their website they listed a statistic saying so much. It's usually 99% uptime.
Yeah, it's usually
They push
extremely
for
high.
4 nines a
Yeah.
lot, you know. But
99.99% uptime.
Yeah. But I mean, because that the DDoS could lead into downtime and whatnot, and even I don't know. The burden is definitely.
If it's a selling point, they should notify their customers.
Maybe that's why they don't notify you though, because well, I mean, I'm sure that is because then they probably get a bunch of people calling in wanting like refunds or money back or anything like that.
Well, I mean,
because-
transparency is better than
yeah,
obfuscation.
no,
in my opinion.
I'm not saying
Right.
it's like
And
good
it-
to do that, but I wouldn't be surprised if that
and-
was the reason.
okay, so DDoS attacks stop.
He looks like he's about to explode if he doesn't talk.
Oh no, I just kind of feel like we're trying to take responsibility away from the providers when it's all not their fault,
Well-
but it's all their responsibility.
Something interesting I just noticed on the Linux
More
status
fact-checking.
page is they constantly say in their updates, our upstream provider reports. It literally starts with that a lot.
You know,
So
I've
they
been
keep
hearing a lot of
saying
upstream
they're-
providers, especially in the last month on my
So
end.
they're not saying that they just keep
So
saying
is upstream provider a fancy way of saying router?
probably.
It's their ISP.
Oh, okay.
So
I mean, but yeah, I just feel like we keep trying to take responsibility away from the providers, and it's all on them, the burden, whether it's GitHub, DigitalOcean, Linode, whoever.
So I haven't paid attention too much to like past attacks, but like, what is it that actually stops a DDoS attack? I mean, like, is it just load balancing and
DDoS attacks are kind of hard to fight against because you can't stop someone from sending you a packet. So the packet has to get dropped at some point. So if you're a huge ISP, you might do that by you say you have a 40 gig pipe. Well, it's not one 40 gig pipe. So it's maybe 4 10 gig pipes. So you try to steer your important traffic to some of the links and then steer the DDoS traffic on the other link. Because typical ISPs won't drop traffic. That's not really their model to
right?
stop
So
traffic.
So load balancing is the best strategy then.
That's really all they can do. So.
and they just load balance until the attacker gets bored. Then like just, I mean, we're just like they
It's hard to fight against.
Well,
I mean,
I mean-
because
The attacker also has limits. I mean, they can't be doing uploads 99% of the day.
and I know that they block IPs and stuff too, right? That kind of helps.
Yeah.
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 Look up ion cannon, orbiting ion cannon.
Ion cannon.
Low orbit ion cannon.
We gotta look that up later, or
Okay.
somebody.
But like Crux was saying before, if it's a botnet, then it's coming from multiple locations at once. I mean,
And I'm pretty sure you
that's
don't.
that kind of thing is hard to stop unless
Right.
you just load balance.
And I'm pretty sure as a provider, you don't want to block like an entire country's block. You know,
Right,
like
that would be bad on the
yeah,
providers. end.
like oh, most of the attacks are coming from France. Let's just block France.
And the thing is
Euro mountains to the Yellow Sea block.
you can't prevent them from sending the traffic, so that the traffic's already coming into your pipe. You know, so it goes to the pipe to your router. So once it's at your router, then you can block it. But they've already used the bandwidth to the ISP. You know.
Do you know what VPS where it's hosted?
My VPS personally is
If you can say.
I selected Fremont, California, but every time I look at my geolocation, it's telling me New Jersey. So I'm like,
Well,
that's just
Xenophite
one
pointed out that
Oh, okay.
the only place experiencing major outage with Linode is Atlanta.
Is that's what that's saying?
Right now, every
then why the hell was I slowed down
well,
for that one
maybe
day?
it was a couple days ago. Everywhere else is
Well, it's just saying
operational.
operational.
Atlanta right now is a major outage.
Down.
Yeah,
Wow.
Atlanta's like down.
And I bet those people got notices. I have no idea.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, so that was a good discussion. I found it interesting that like I don't know. I personally like Linode. I've been using them for like a good, like 7 years now.
Yeah.
I will say that 2015 was a tough year for me to like them though.
Yeah.
Because before this attack, they had that outage right when we needed them when we were still at Nacho Daddy and
I remember
downtown and
that
like.
was the first time I ever came to the podcast. You're like, it's down right now. I'm like, what's down? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but you know, and
we couldn't
don't get me
join-
wrong, that was one day out of the year, but it's just frustrating to have that downtime when you need it most.
Well, I
It's like,
mean,
you know,
my main session, my main SSH session is on your Linode server, and then I just have a screen with IRC on it. That's how I connect to IRC. So when his Linode went down at Nacho Daddy, I had no access to IRC, and I was like, what am I supposed to do? I can't read what the people are writing.
So that's why I have multiple connections, but I messed up because both my Lenodes are hosted basically in the same data center. So when that outage went
doesn't
out,
help you.
yeah, I know, it doesn't help me at all. So when that outage went out, like all of my VPSs were down. I was like, son of a bitch.
Well, I
I had 3
promise.
different sessions going.
I promise the listeners right here and now, if our site ever goes down for whatever reason, VPS or what, I'll make a mention in IRC. Although
And
our
we'll-
IRC server is also hosted on our VPS, so
Not my VPS though.
it'll be an empty notification. But
Check our Facebook.
All right, so
Yeah,
look,
check it. Yeah, we'll put.
we'll
Those,
put it on Twitter, Facebook,
Yeah.
all the social medias.
We'll let everybody know.
those were the 2 major stories that I wanted to discuss. So before we go into anything that you guys want to go into, I want to just remind everybody that we are recording live at the Sin Shop Hackerspace
We got a new
in downtown, or not downtown. Sorry, we're in Henderson now. At 1075.
It-
Yeah.
By the way, it's 2016. I know you're
yeah,
gonna write.
I
I know
know,
you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
write
write
2015 for the
incorrect
next
dates.
like 4 months. But
We are at 1075 American Pacific Drive, Suite C in Henderson, Nevada, right next to the Henderson DMV in Las Vegas, or, Nevada. Go to sinshop.org for more information. Become a member, hang out with us, learn some stuff. We have 3D printers down here. We've got laser cutters, wood cutters, all this cool shit. So come on down.
Make stuff.
Make stuff.
Make
Yeah,
stuff.
make stuff, and not only make stuff, but make stuff awesome. So, let's see. Who wants to say shit next? News? Do we have news?
I don't know, Chen. You're leading the show. Where are we going?
Wait, I thought we mentioned something about iPhones.
Yeah, well, you get. Oh, that iPhone thing.
iPhones and Lenovo's.
yeah,
The iPhone thing. So it came to our attention recently, and we're not going to go into specifics because it's still an ongoing vulnerability, and we don't want anybody to replicate it. But I just want to let anyone know, if you have an iDevice, make sure you periodically check the email addresses that are listed under your iCloud, because apparently there's a vulnerability that allows people to add their own email addresses onto your iCloud, and that grants them access to all of your iMessages, iPhotos, everything. So just make sure, check your iClouds, make sure that you recognize all the email addresses that are under it.
Should I check all of my iClouds?
And that's right. It does not send a notification to the primary iCloud email address when another iCloud email is added. So
Oh.
That seems a problem.
it's a
Yeah.
big problem.
It's a big problem.
It's a big problem. So just make sure that you're checking your iCloud. I'm not going to explain how it's done. But make sure you check your iCloud often, and make sure that you recognize all the email addresses on there.
Interesting.
And I'm sure it'll be in the news in the really near future.
It's not.
It's
not
a
already.
pretty decent
No,
vulnerability.
It's like we've got.
We'll
some-
talk after.
Yeah,
We'll talk after.
We'll talk after.
We'll talk after. Okay. And Lenovo.
Oh, so and we proved it today.
we
which
proved
pisses
it
me
because
off.
Chen has Lenovo.
Okay, so I'm
right
using
here.
Lenovo to record my Lenovo laptop to record the episode. And so BGM before the episode started was like, "Hey, dude, you should check your auto task scheduler because apparently, fucking Linode, fuck you, Linode."
Windows Task Scheduler is
Lenovo.
Oh,
Lenovo.
Oh, sorry.
But fuck them too.
Yeah. Okay. So fuck you, Lenovo. Sorry, Linode.
Oh.
Anyway, so here's the details. So basically, when you get your Lenovo, if you buy it from Best Buy or you get it shipped to you or whatever, apparently they have a task auto scheduled every day at noon, which for me it was at 2:00 though.
But
So
it was it was there. It was
But
around noon.
it will check your habits on the computer and send that information off to Lenovo for survey purposes.
Really?
Wait,
Yeah.
You're telling me that the first thing you did when you got your laptop was not wipe the OS that was installed and install your OS?
He still hasn't wiped the OS.
I think there are a lot of people. There are a lot of hackers
Here's
in
the
this
thing,
room, like,
though.
looking at me.
Here's the thing, though. Lenovo. So the person who let us know about this this vulnerability or this thing that Lenovo does, I guess it's not a vulnerability. It's a vulnerability to your privacy.
But it's fucked up.
It's an invasion of your privacy. The person that let us know that Lenovo does this said that they called Lenovo, and Lenovo told them that it's a thing that it's automatically deleted after 90 days. Chen, how old is your laptop?
A year and a half.
Year and a half, and it's still there. He
After
just
OS
deleted it
upgrade.
right before
I
today's
deleted it
show.
like 2 minutes before
After
the show
OS
started.
upgrade, he upgraded to Windows
We
10.
should-
Yeah,
And
after the
he
upgrade,
upgraded the
yeah.
OS, yeah.
Because originally this thing had Windows 8.1 on it, so even after the upgrade, this thing was still reporting to Lenovo.
Would you
so,
do to Windows 10?
Yeah, it's Windows 10.
We should tweet at them and be like, WTF.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if anybody's listening has Lenovo, go click your start bar, click your start menu, and type Task Scheduler. Hit enter. Drop down the list. I don't remember what it
Yeah,
says, but
so there's a
it's
list
the
that
only
says
thing. It's the
Microsoft
only thing
and
that's there.
Lenovo.
You can drop it down, and one of the options is a folder called Lenovo. Click it, and make sure that there are no tasks scheduled that send information to Lenovo.
It's just something about like your browsing habits and stuff, or just everything you do on the computer.
It's an idea of what you're doing on the computer. Basically, it sends your installed programs. It sends your current tasks.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I don't watch porn on my laptop.
You don't?
No, I don't.
Oh, I don't either. Because we're not barbarians. And
Exactly.
Yeah,
and I
so
have a TV.
instead of my porn habits going to Lenovo, it's going to go to Huawei.
Huawei.
So anyway, that's kind of fucked up. Not kind of. It's I don't like
That's
it.
pretty fucked up.
Well,
I think someone, like, I know they called Lenovo, and Lenovo's like, yeah, we know about it. It goes away after 90 days, but someone needs to...
that's what I don't like.
Yes.
Is that
It
okay?
shouldn't be there in the first
It
place.
shouldn't be
Okay,
there in
well,
the first
it shouldn't be
place,
there in the
exactly.
first place. But then when they're called about it and called on it, you don't just. That's a lie.
Yeah.
It's a
'Cause
flat out lie.
clearly it was
you don't,
there
you don't
longer
say,
than
yeah,
90
it's only there
days.
for 90 days.
And it persists through OS upgrades.
That's what I'm going to point out, though. What if it did go away after 90 days, but the OS upgrade kicked it back on?
Windows 10 doesn't come with a Lenovo task. I mean, I don't see how
On
how
top of that,
Windows 10
I
Well,
upgraded to
kicked
Windows
it back.
10 more than 90 days ago.
Wouldn't.
That's true.
No, never mind.
Say
Disregard
which particular 90 days.
it. Just-
all of
90
the possible 90 days.
90 days from yesterday.
Yeah.
What is
90
yesterday?
90
Yesterday was the day before today. Come
90
on.
days from when you called.
And
us.
tomorrow, yesterday becomes what was today.
Yeah.
But you should. Did you delete it already?
I did, but you know what?
I was gonna say you should track it and watch it and give them some stats on it. But it's gone now, so whatever.
Actually, yeah, I should have watched maybe some network traffic while it happened.
Well,
Uh,
but I mean just to see if it actually goes away after 90 days.
Dude, it obviously doesn't.
Well, I encourage.
It could have been something with the upgrade, which I doubt.
No,
but
because
Well,
I
he
again,
upgraded
doubt.
more
I
than
upgraded
90
Windows
days
10,
ago.
and it's still been longer than 90 days.
Since you upgraded it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because
Yeah.
I have no idea when you upgraded
It
it.
was like August.
Windows 10 was like July?
And you did it then?
July?
I
August?
postponed it like 2 weeks, and I was like, fuck it, Windows 10, and then, yeah.
Very interesting.
I think if anybody listening has Lenovo, they should immediately delete it. Don't like track it or anything, and one of us will contact Lenovo.
Lenovo will be tweeting at you.
Yeah.
We'll definitely do that.
Oh, we're going to do it from the account. It's just a simple question. Why is this thing, one, it shouldn't be there in the first place, like Crux said. But two, if you're telling somebody, a friend of ours, 90 days, and it's still there after a year and a half, you've either blatantly lied, you don't know your technology, maybe a mixture of both.
I'm thinking if they don't know and they would just said something to it because they want to appease you. So
Then
they
that's still bullshit.
It is bullshit.
That's
It is
still
bullshit. But that's what I
Well,
imagine it is.
All right, I'm not trying to give away too much information, but the person that called inherited this Lenovo laptop, and it was 4 years old when they inherited
Holy
it.
shit!
And the
And it was
person
still there.
told
Doing
them
this for
90
like-
days.
He's like, yeah. 90 days it'll be gone.
They weren't
It'll be gone.
portable because they were
Yeah, see, so for me
Uh,
being a year and a half and that
Maybe
person being 4 years,
But I
like,
haven't. But I
Maybe
like.
it's 90 days from when you call.
Yeah. But
oh shit, they found out, turn it off, turn it off.
but
Can you give us
question.
your IP and MAC address, please?
But side question: why didn't they ask them follow-up question?
The what?
Why didn't that person ask them a follow-up question?
There were follow-up questions.
Oh,
but
okay.
I don't want to.
That's cool, that's cool, that's
too
cool.
much on the show
Word.
Yeah.
Got it.
So,
for the sake of privacy.
Good for me. Yes.
So then there's that. So we talked about the iPhone thing. We talked about the Lenovo thing. Does anybody else have any other opinion on that? I think we're all like agreeing here. Though.
The iPhone thing is kind of serious, though. Make sure that the iCloud email addresses, the email addresses assigned to your
Well-
iCloud, are ones that you recognize. Because Zenify, someone was mentioning before the show that iCloud is now like the new hub. So if you have an email address attached to your iCloud, you have access to all like the I stuff. Everything that's I.
Everything that comes with your Apple product is in there.
I would actually say that the iCloud thing is more of a problem than the Lenovo thing.
Oh,
because-
definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Again, I don't think we're disagreeing there. But think about it this way: Lenovo, okay, you have one actor or one party siphoning off information. With the iCloud thing, it's whoever can, have anything against you or
any email address that's under your iCloud can access your iMessages, can access your iCloud, which stores your photos and everything.
Photos, messages, like the calendar.
Yeah.
They have your.
They can
But can you
access
just-
all of this.
But
so
can you
make
just
sure
arbitrarily add yours? Like, okay, we're all Android users here.
We'll talk about the
Okay,
specifics.
okay,
later.
we'll talk about the specifics later.
Yeah, but I mean, but
I
if
mean,
but
the problem is like a lot of systems say, all right, well, if you have your phone, they send you a message, and that proves that you are who you are.
that's true too. But they wouldn't send an iMessage.
Well, we'll talk about it after the show.
BGM's like, spoilers.
I'm hesitant on explaining exactly how this works because
Don't.
I don't want anybody to use it maliciously.
Okay. But because iMessages are different than.
Just make sure that just periodically check the email addresses in your iCloud and make sure you recognize it.
Like Crux said, that's also kind of shitty that they don't notify you when a new person or when you get a new email added. So, like,
Especially to the primary.
right to say
Exactly.
if you did not authorize this,
That's all
whatever.
they need to do. Really.
That's all it is.
But they don't, and I'll explain it after.
Okay, so I thought that we were not running out of time and that we were just running out of subject matter, but we're not, and it's already 8:42, so it's already kind of time for the lightning round.
Not yet. We still got.
Actually, before the lightning round, there's one thing I wanted to bring up.
Go ahead.
All right.
When I was listening to the podcast the other day,
Uh-oh.
I heard, if Crux is only here to talk about this thing.
Oh, I think that might have been me.
Is that errata?
The Juniper vulnerability that you
Oh,
used?
right.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so basically, in the
Sorry, that was my microphone.
very small-
Sorry. All right, go ahead, Crux. Sorry.
basically, there's two vulnerabilities. There's one with remote access via SSH or Telnet, if God knows why you enable that. And so there's essentially a plain text password that conveniently enough got published on the register. And I happen to run a firewall that runs NetScreen OS at home. I confirm that yes, this vulnerability actually works. The second one had to do with IPsec, and I don't know the exact specifics, but there were things in there which weakened the security. So it had something to do with like the elliptical curve type attacks, where if you could figure out certain information, then you could basically get past the encryption.
Wow.
That one's a bit more difficult to
Replicate?
exploit, but
Oh, yeah.
having a plain text password that if you can SSH to the firewall, and you're in, that's pretty bad.
That's a vulnerability.
Now, one
that-
thing is that Screen OS is pretty old, and it's actually end of life. It's been end of life for a while, and Juniper's trying to get rid of all the product lines that actually use it. So, if you're using anything modern, you're not going to be running Screen OS anyway.
Mozilla's being blamed
you know,
for
happened
something.
to pick up the firewall on eBay and it's enterprise hardware, and I'm a network engineer, so I was like, yeah, I'll use this. But
I don't know if you saw that.
I'm not super familiar with Juniper devices. Is there a way, if you have a device that runs on ScreenOS, is there a way for you to change that?
so for the SSH thing, it's basically if you know, in your access control, you say, well, I can only allow access from these specific IPs.
Oh, okay.
Then you can't SSH to the box, so therefore you can't exploit it. The IPsec thing, well, that's a different problem.
Yeah. That just sounds like an
I know
encryption
why this is.
vulnerability.
Well, I don't know what that is. I don't even know if that's part of this. Okay,
Wait,
so
what's going on?
Okay, here's the thing. Sorry, Crux. While you were talking about some things, I just checked IRC, and apparently Mozilla is being blamed for something. I don't even know what the fuck we're talking about.
Okay, so it sounds like someone's talking about they have some...
Is it the Lenovo thing?
No, it's on IRC. So they're talking about that they have some portal for accessing the internet. It's probably something that keeps kids from going to, bigtits.com or something. Right? I'm sorry. Some adult
Every
website.
growing boy needs to be able to do it.
Well,
I
whatever.
grew up on bigtits.com.
Yeah, browsers.
So
So, anyway.
I'm not gonna judge it.
So anyway, it says here that they brought it up to Mozilla, and they said, they brought it up that you couldn't use modern Firefox to access the internet because their portal was man-in-the-middling SSL, is what I'm gathering from this. The reason why they can't use modern Mozilla on this modern Firefox on this is because the certs they're using when they man in the middle they're using like SHA-1 hashing. They're using like
It's,
old stuff that's been deprecated.
When I was migrating our website yesterday, the last couple of days, I ran into a lot of strict transport policies when I was using Mozilla.
Yeah, because we're trying to make a browser that's using the best of the web,
Yeah.
right? The possible practices, and it warns you whenever you're going to a website that's using known vulnerabilities, like crypto that can be broken, hash functions that have pre-image attacks, like all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So what this is all about is this portal is trying to man in the middle with shitty SSL certificates.
They're
just too old.
The site, our website, when I was migrating it, I used a CDN for certain jQuery libraries, and that CDN used SHA-1's SHA-1 encryption in their in their certs. So Mozilla was like blocking it because it was like, we're enforcing strict transport policy on SHA-1.
Because you have HSTS enabled, right?
Oh
yeah, you do, because I set it up.
Yeah, I was like, you're the one who did our search.
Yeah, you did. I'm like, I'm the one who set it up. Yeah, I told it to say warn people when.
So all I did was I downloaded the actual jQuery library, and now I'm hosting it locally instead of using a CDN. And that stopped the strict transport policy.
Okay,
I
anyway.
thought that was a cool
No,
feature.
it's not downgrade Firefox. It's go to the company that makes your portal and tell them to either die in a fire or update it for free.
Okay, so the funny thing is, the person who mentioned that wasn't even listening to the podcast. Like I said, I just looked in IRC, and that's where the conversation was. And I was like, I saw Mozilla, and they're being blamed for something or whatever. And I was like, Dave, they're talking. Anyway, so
he was saying he wasn't going to be on the podcast.
I know it's all good. Anyway,
You just
Crux,
can't stay away.
sorry about that segue there, or that complete tangent.
I mean, that's about all.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, all right then. So, are we cool with the Juniper firewall?
Yeah, if you're running something that's ScreenOS, all that stuff's been end of life for a while. Upgrade your firewall to something else.
Oh,
Yeah.
makes sense.
If you're running ScreenOS anyway, you're likely an enterprise who can afford a newer firewall.
All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the lightning round. And for new listeners, or for those of you who don't know what the lightning round is, maybe
Time already?
Yeah, it is, dude. We've got 12 minutes, and
You're not using it.
yeah, time flies when you're.
I'm gonna guess we're going clockwise on this.
Yeah. Okay, so
Do you want to join in on the lightning round?
okay, so the lightning round, for those of you who don't know what it is, basically we're gonna read the headlines from a security news website, which today. Hackernews.com doesn't seem too clickbaity, so we're gonna go ahead with that.
Yeah,
We've checked.
we're looking at different sites before the show, and
This is their last chance.
That's kind of how I feel. But
well, he was like, well, this site looks pretty good, and I was like, Yeah, but I mean, Hacker News must be listening to our show because today's topics,
might be.
today's headlines actually seem pretty good.
So we are going to be using
Very
hackernews.com.
good.
So what we're doing here is, we spend most of the time on the podcast doing discussion. So we'll save the headlines for the end of the show. We'll read the headlines. We'll give our 2 cents tweets length worth.
Dissertation.
No.
Maybe 2 tweets length
Yeah.
worth.
That's a dissertation.
It's closer to a dissertation.
I know. And then we want you guys to
Give my graduation speech length worth.
We want our listeners to.
Just gotta go get them straight.
We want our listeners to, do your own research, come up with your own opinions. We don't want to tell you how to think. We just want to open some, the doors of awareness to you guys. So
Open your mind.
open your mind. Here we go. We're going to start with the first one on thehackernews.com. Microsoft will inform you if governments are spying on you.
Transparency before obfuscation. I mean, what's Microsoft got to lose by hiding the fact that people are spying on their customers?
Yeah. Crux? If you can see, okay, if you can see, yeah, we said Microsoft. That was the first word in the article, and he's like, it's something I don't give a shit about.
Wait, does Microsoft let you know that they're spying on you?
Oh, they did. They did.
I
do.
really trust him after the Windows.
No,
10.
because
Yeah,
Windows
yeah.
10.
Yeah.
Didn't
so it's
Like there were so many things I had to disable when I installed Windows 10.
But
that's
even
what I mean,
even
like maybe
I even had to change my hosts file to block certain IP addresses that Microsoft was still sending information to. I was like, no.
But didn't they say that you can't stop some of it? Like they were said that a lot of stuff you could turn off, but there's some of it that you just couldn't stop. Well, not by conventional means. I'm sure,
Yeah,
I'm sure
I
there-
had to
I'm
change.
sure there are ways around
there
it.
was the
Because-
only way to stop like the Cortana thing from
Right.
from sending stuff was to block Bing in your host file, which I did because I never used Bing anyway.
And like for your average consumer, they'll turn off the do not track requests and whatnot, but they're not going to change their host file.
Yeah.
They're not going to mess with stuff like that. So
Unconventional. Well, to the user, yes.
Run
Yeah, to the
two
user.
speed up every once in a while and see what your computer's sending out.
I need
Yeah.
to do that actually. Yeah, I need to do that.
That's,
All right.
that's good.
All right, next one. Rest in peace, Murdoch. Ian Murdoch, founder of Debian Linux, dies at age 42.
42, super young.
wow. How long are you gonna live?
I believe it was a suicide, though.
Was it?
And he tweeted about it,
There
too.
was a tweet that supposedly was a suicide, but then someone else said that his account might have been hacked. Who knows? They
So
haven't
is it-
really
I'm
released
I'm
the
guessing it's
account
still-
because of guess.
Wait.
In investigation.
So it might be.
He might be.
Well, because
he's dead.
what Chen was saying earlier before we started the show was that he tweeted his suicide note.
Oh.
So I think it's still under investigation, but I'll have to do more research on that one.
That's sad.
Thoughts? It is sad.
Yeah, it sucks.
Is it true that the name Debian came from his name and I guess his girlfriend's name at the time? Like
How does-
Debian?
Oh.
Debian?
I have no idea.
I think that's what it was. I heard that somewhere. Is that true? Oh, thanks, McNutt.
McNutt is saying yes.
McDuff was like, yeah, he's very adamant. He's animated and adamant about
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
All right, next one. Google Android N will not use Oracle's Java APIs.
I saw that.
So we're trying to figure out what N would stand for.
Nestle.
And no,
That was my second thing. I said Intelli
Chen
first.
came up with Neapolitan, which I think is the winner.
Yeah, it's probably. That's probably high up there.
Yeah.
But I don't. Yeah, because it couldn't be Nestle because they don't
It's
use.
gotta
they,
be a dessert.
They don't. Yeah, they don't use names. They
Well,
use.
they use
Kit
Kit
Kat.
Kat. They use
but,
Kit
but,
Kat.
but only because of cross promotion. That was like a special thing.
Ah,
Because
see, I knew he would know.
There was cross promotion
I
between
knew he
Kit Kat
would
and
know.
Android.
There
I
could
guess
be
the phone guy.
cross-promotion.
They're definitely.
When I
good.
saw
don't-
that article, and I was like, Chen, Hacker News is good today. I was like, Doxy would especially like this one. It was
Doxy, I think you're more of a phone freak than I am.
But I was gonna say, that's going off on a tangent. I won't talk about that. I don't think they support Nestle because I hear Nestle's kind of crazy.
As far as, like,
I still think
cross-promotion?
Neapolitan is probably the winner.
Yeah.
I vote for Nutella because it would be cool to say Android.
Nutella's a
No,
brand.
they
Nutella's
can't
a
use
brand
they
too.
can't use a brand name.
Nickelback.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
That's not a dessert. I don't want to taste Nickelback. Look at this crap. All right. So next one. Tor project to start bug bounty program. Ooh, get paid for hacking.
Hughes me.
Magic Dave.
Hughes me. You know about this one? Tor project initializing a bug bounty program.
Start getting paid for hacking.
So I do know about this. So I've been unable to talk about this for a while. This was kind of a hush-hush kind of thing. But they're joining the group of companies that pay for outstanding bug bounties. So like Mozilla already does this, Google already does this, Microsoft does it, Apple does it. If you basically it's them outbidding the black market.
Yeah.
So like if you find a 0-day against Firefox, which is what the Tor browser is, the Tor project will pay you for the information rather than to make that to be your best bet.
The
basically,
incentive?
the incentive is that you disclose it to them, and you get your check, rather than to go to some black market 0-day site and try to get some bitcoins for it. And it's really a great move.
I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah,
the
the
Tor
Tor
project,
project-
the bug bounty
There's a
program.
lot of really great news coming out of the Tor project. They have their
That's
new
cool.
executive director. They're starting this bug bounty. They're doing their crowdfunding right now. If you guys like the Tor browser and all that stuff, go and donate, please, right now. But yeah,
Yeah,
Thank you, Magic Dave.
yeah.
I think companies that don't do bug bounty programs are silly.
Like Adobe.
Well, yeah. And
It's
then
silly.
the Pwn to Own contest is always a hoot. That's fun to watch. That's like hey, there's $100,000. If anybody can do a 0-day right now, we'll give it to you.
Holy shit.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's really fun. It's like done at hacker conferences, like Hack in the Box and stuff. And
I wish I was that good.
yeah, it's high stakes hacking. It's really fun to watch.
Are we ready for the next one?
Yeah, I had my celebrity shooter for that round.
Good job, Magic Dave. All right, next one. I think you guys will like this one. Like with quotes. North Korea's Red Star OS looks like Mac OS, and it spies on its own people.
It's called Red Star OS.
Yes, it is.
I
And
am-
this is the picture, by the way.
Screw Windows 10. Let me get me some of that.
I am
my
into that.
God.
I'm into that. I want to try that.
You want to try this?
Red Star
I
OS?
really hope that like the boot up logo is just like random like Kim Jong Il facts and Kim Jong Un facts.
Yeah.
Have you read those facts? They're like outlandish.
Yeah, the first
Like
time,
he hasn't pooped ever in his life.
the first time he played golf, he got a hole in one on every hole. I think.
Wait,
or
are these
something
real
like that.
facts that the
No.
North Korean
No,
people
these
are?
are
Oh, propaganda.
yeah,
It's
these-
propaganda.
these
Yeah,
are
yeah, yeah.
propaganda
That's
facts.
what I'm saying. North Korea.
That's, I'm hoping the boot screens are just these facts.
Yeah, and it doesn't say Kim Jong
Like-
Un. It says great leader.
Like
First-
great leader can win blackjack with one card.
Yeah, no, it say great leader did win blackjack with one card.
Holy shit, dude.
It's stuff that's happened in his world.
That is weird. That's weird. All right, next one.
Great leader is great.
Mogi?
Never mind.
Say it.
I mean, like if you got like a jack and then they busted or something, then maybe.
You're not getting the-
dealer.
You're not
dealer.
getting. You're not getting the
I see
spirit.
you trying to deal
Like,
me
I don't
another
want another
card.
card.
Hold
Yeah.
off for
You're
a
not getting the
second.
spirit of
Let's
what
see
I
what
was-
you got right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's possible.
Oh god. All right, next one. Jail authorities mistakenly early released 3,200 prisoners due to a silly software bug.
Wow.
No one thought like, hey, maybe we shouldn't release these guys. I
No,
mean,
the computer told them to, so therefore it must
Yeah, why
be
would
okay.
they?
There you go. Yeah,
Yeah,
Crux is
should
right.
be
Anybody
okay.
question?
I would start questioning like it's the same day release. It's like 3,200 on the same day.
Was
like,
this from one prison?
Uh,
That prison's empty.
early release.
yeah.
That prison that
early release.
that
yeah.
prison is empty now. Then, right?
3,200's a
the-
lot
the-
of people.
Washington State Department of Corrections.
Oh,
I don't know if it's one prison, but it's.
Oh wait, I think I've been there. It's pretty small.
Why? Why were you there?
3,200.
I'm
All
sure
right.
that's a story.
For things.
You've been around, dude. Anyway, all right. Next one. Employee stole
Let's move on, Jeff.
Yandex search engine source. What the hell is Yandex? Yandex search engine source code. It tried to sell it for just $29,000. Just
Just fine.
$29,000.
I think Yandex is like because I know there was an app like when I used to change home screens. I think it was like Yandex Shell or something.
It's a search engine. That's what I'm getting from
It's-
it.
Search engine according
it's
to-
Russian search engine.
I think it's like
That's
a
probably why you haven't heard of it, because you don't live in Russia.
Russia.
Oh, you're just putting one on me.
When I think of
That was a bad
words
joke,
that
sorry.
end with Andex, I don't think of Yandex.
Yandex. I'm pretty sure it's like a whole suite of things along with that search engine.
All right, next one. Microsoft.
Yeah, he didn't listen to anything we said.
Completely zoned out.
He just laughed. He's like, oh,
Doxy, what a kidder that person
You and your
is.
facts.
All right, next one. Microsoft keeps backup of your encryption key on its server. Here's how to delete it.
So your private key should never be in any kind of cloud ever.
Yes. You shouldn't be using Microsoft.
Crux said install Linux. I completely agree with him.
No, you
Well,
don't.
for the
Yes, I
for
do,
the
so.
for the our show caters to the demographic of people who aren't infosec professionals and are learning, the ways of infosec, and most of those people are going to have Windows.
Yes.
So what you should do is, I don't know this article. Look up this article. Find out how to delete your private keys off of Microsoft's servers, because your keys should never be stored in a cloud. Those should be local to you only.
Right. and looking to changing to Linux.
Cool.
Yeah. All right, next one. Another one. Another reason to laugh. Patch now. Adobe releases emergency security updates for Flash Player.
I thought Flash was dead.
For the love of God, stop using Flash.
Oh my God. Yes.
Just kill it. Just kill it with fire.
What does use Flash though?
Anything.html5.
Newgrounds.com still uses Flash.
Homestar Runner.
Does it?
Still uses Flash.
Do they still have episodes, like new episodes?
There was an upload a year ago.
On YouTube, but not on their website.
Oh, wow.
But
I just
it's
remember
not
Trogdor.
Flash anymore.
It's not?
Whatever the new thing is that they've renamed Flash to.
Silverlight.
Animate.
Oh, Animate. That's it.
Is it still Flash though, just with a new name?
Yeah, just called Adobe Animate.
Just
what the
guys, HTML5 Canvas, way better.
All right, guys. Last
Way
article.
better.
109 million U.S. voters' personal info exposed by misconfigured database.
109 million.
191 million. That's like 90 more.
It's like 200 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of million.
That's 2/3 of the country.
Yeah.
You're right, Doxy. That
Wait,
is
it's America, right?
Yeah, so it is America. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
United States.
Yeah. Did he say U.S.?
Oh wait! Oh, that reminds me.
Yes,
one of
this
the
is
other
US voters.
things. One of the other things I wanted to talk about with the Android M announcement, because we're just like Android M is Neapolitan. The news article said that they were changing their database. They're taking it off of Adobe, which is like, or they're taking it off of Oracle, which is like a huge thing, because if you're moving from Oracle database to another database, it means you have to rewrite all of your calls to a database, because it's a completely different syntax. Oracle has their own thing.
So does that mean apps won't be backwards compatible then?
Well, they're using OpenJDK.
Oh, they're using OpenJDK?
Yeah, it was like the
It
first thing
might-
we talked about in the lightning room.
Okay. So, I like it might. Some of the older apps might not be backwards compatible then.
That would be interesting to see that transition.
Because you and I
Well,
Very interesting.
so that's the last. Did you guys have anything about the voters? Any opinion about the voters?
2/3
That's
of
a
the
lot of
country.
people.
It's a lot of people.
That is a lot of people.
well, that's what I'm saying.
So, all right. Well, that was the end of the lightning round, which means that it has come to the end of the show. It is 9 o'clock.
9:01.
It is 9:01 Friday night.
That's like 1 minute more. Jim.
1 minute more.
We're late.
We were very late. Not really. So,
All of us million people trust
we are at. How do I end this one? I don't know how to end this one. You end it.
Right.
No, I'll end it. I'll end you.
I
Episode
got excited
25.
for like 6 seconds.
Do you want to?
You end it. You end it. No.
Okay,
you
well-
want it. This is your baby.
Yeah, make sure
Jim.
you go to MonkeyTheDestroyer.com. See you later.
Okay, well, today's episode has been brought to you by the Sin Shop. Go to sinshop.org for more information. Become a member. Come out, hang out with us, make stuff awesome. Our second sponsor, Banner. Thank you, Zenify. Banner. Our second sponsor is Moki the Destroyer, who actually sat down with us.
Sponsoring it now.
Yeah, you're sponsoring us. Hey, you're making,
Don't
you're
expect a
producing
check.
something. Well,
We can go through your wallet later.
yeah, we'll do that
Yeah.
and give it back to you. Go to MokiTheDestroyer.com for them awesome beats. Okay, well, my name is MasterChen. Oh, wait! IOC.
I hear you. I mean,
You can find us at irc.graynoi.se, GREYNOI.se. Put the period before the SE in Grey Noise. And we are in, if you just join that server, it'll tell you what channel we're in, but we're in Pound Pub for public. And we are at 1075 American Pacific Drive, Suite C. Chen didn't mention that, so I'm going to mention it in this part.
Sorry.
And make sure you
And
have
my name is BGM. Go!
SSL for IRC.
Yes,
Oh,
Force
yes.
SSL.
Force SSL.
Send us an email, or just really get us on IRC. We're all there.
This is Doxy.
Moki. This is Moki.
I'm MasterChen. Crux. Oh, sorry, dude. I keep talking over you.
He's signing up twice.
I'm sorry. Did I sign up twice? Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Chen's drunk. Go
good
home.
night.
Good night.
Thank you.